Moloch. The name alone sounds terrifying. To most people, Moloch is the god of child sacrifice, a demonic figure, monstrous and bloodthirsty. Someone whose image is burned into the darker corners of biblical memory. But what if that image isn't based on facts? What if Moloch was never a god at all? To unpack the truth, we have to start with the text. In the Hebrew Bible, Moloch is mentioned several times, always in connection with a ritual called passing through the fire. This practice is condemned. It's framed as a horrific act of child sacrifice, something that the Israelites are warned not to do, and something their enemies are accused of. The key passages come from Leviticus, Kings, and Jeremiah. In Leviticus 18:21 it says, "Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Moloch, for you must not profane the name of your God." In 2 Kings 23, King Josiah destroys the site of Topheth in the valley of Hinnom, where the ritual supposedly took place. But here's the problem. The word Moloch may not refer to a god. Some scholars argue that Moloch wasn't a deity at all, but a type of sacrificial ritual. The Hebrew letters for Moloch, Melche, are the same as the root for the word king, Melech, and in some inscriptions, MLK appears next to references of offerings, not gods. In Punic inscriptions from Carthage, Melche offerings are often described as rites involving lambs, doves, or goats. The term might have referred to the type of sacrifice, not the recipient. So could Moloch have meant a specific kind of offering rather than a being? The theory goes like this. Ancient polemic writers may have taken a misunderstood ritual and turned it into a demonic figure. Over time, the ritual practice, whatever it originally was, got personified, blamed, turned into a villain. There's also a political dimension. Israelite scribes often used polemic against their neighbors, the Ammonites, Canaanites, and Phoenicians. Accusations of child sacrifice were a powerful tool to paint those cultures as barbaric. Whether those claims were true or exaggerated is still debated. Archaeological findings haven't helped much. In Carthage, large burial grounds called tophets have been discovered containing urns with cremated remains of infants and animals. Some believe these were evidence of child sacrifice to Moloch. Others argue they were just cremation cemeteries and that the children may have died naturally. The debate is still raging. One thing is clear, the term Moloch isn't used like other divine names. There are no stories about him, no myths, no hymns or prayers, no temples, nothing comparable to Baal, El, or Asherah. Instead, Moloch becomes a placeholder for everything that must be rejected, a theological red flag. Later interpretations amplified the horror. In the Talmud, Moloch is said to be a metal idol heated from within, its arms outstretched, where children were placed and burned alive. But even this description is written centuries later, based on earlier polemic. In the medieval and modern imagination, Moloch took on a life of his own. In John Milton's Paradise Lost, Moloch is a demon of war, one of the fallen angels who proposes open conflict with heaven. In modern political and conspiracy rhetoric, Moloch is often used as shorthand for elite evil, corruption, and hidden ritual abuse, usually with no historical grounding. Moloch became a symbol, a warning, a scapegoat, not because of what he was, but because of what people needed him to represent. Whether there was ever a god named Moloch is still debated. But what's clear is that the name was used to draw a line between purity and corruption, between us and them, between civilization and savagery. It's not the only time this has happened. Other cultures accused their rivals of ritual murder, cannibalism, or unspeakable acts. These were more than just slanders. They were narratives of moral superiority. They justified wars, conquests, and religious purges. Moloch became the perfect villain. He had no voice, no defenders, no cult to speak for him. Just a name a charge, and centuries of fear. And sometimes the gods we fear most are the ones created by politics, not belief. Want more myth breakdowns and historical rewrites? Subscribe and dig deeper into the stories behind the stories.